I ain't even got my scenes. No. I guess I got on focus scenes on myself, man. Anyways, any who's. Hello, y'all. It is Blake Ninja here, and I am just trying to share some thoughts that have already been shared. Um, this is concerning the thing on the screen, the Steam machine, right? Now, I had high hopes for this thing, right? Because as a deck owner, big deck, let me unplug this bad boy. This was actually my first step into the PC gaming realm. Literally just, I'm going to say 2 years ago, 2024. I was a console gamer until I noticed a trend and I decided to do something about it. And they released this bad boy for about $400. And now, 2 years later, 600 plus Steam games in, this is where I stand, right? I love it. I like getting the games on discounts. I like being able to play full PC games in my hand. And I was sold. $400, it's kind of hard to beat that. Now, fast forward to today, Steam Deck has now cost, I think it's like $750 for the base model. $600, $700. This is all due to, the AI overlords, as someone put it, the data centers, the inflations, the fight for components such as memory and RAM. It's now made that beautiful machine that costs $400, which Steam was selling at a loss at that time. It's now, I think they're selling it pretty much at cost with $700. At that time, they were selling it at a loss because, like I mentioned, once you get on, you start buying them games or discounts. Next thing you know, you have this whole library full of the games, and you're stuck in the Steam, uh, in their family and their interface. Like I'm already, me and my brother, we've already built a library about like 800. When stuff goes on sale, I've mentioned before, Humble Bumble. What else? Other packaging services where they put a bunch of like computer games together through Steam or other DRMs, um, like Ubisoft and whatnot, and they put them together, and you can get some really good deals on some new games. Like I didn't really do too much with this Amazon Prime Day because the sales aren't really that good, but I did get some games for my dusty Switch too, which I'm gonna talk about, I guess, at some other time. But yep, let's focus back on Steam. They brought me in when this thing was first announced. I was definitely probably going to get one. I want to say when it was first came out, it was going to be around this price, maybe like $700, $800. Same specs, but it would have been justified at that price. Um, Now though, when I'm looking at the comparison I'm doing with a PC that I recently built, like, well, let's say 2 3 months ago, right before I used some of the things that I bought last year, right, at decent prices, like for example, the AMD 96 XT graphics card. I got one last year for literally like 389, which is like $60 above the cost that it came out of, and that was so wonderful. But nah, of course, according to the AI stuff, GPUs went up in price for a second too, and this bad boy went up as high as like $550, which I wouldn't recommend. Right now, you can get it on Prime Day sale for like 450. Um, I still doesn't beat that 389 I got it for though. I can't lie to you. And with this bad boy, you get 1440p, like solid. Like it's a really really good RDNA 4 card compared to what we got going on a Steam machine, which I've seen it struggling to run Cyberpunk. Few of the like bigger games that I'm like, if you RDNA 3 is lower, it's only got 28 compute units. It's just not the strongest GPU. It's good though. It's concerning though because the thing about Steam OS is it's supposed to compatibility layer with Proton is supposed to make things run just smoother, and it not being optimized with this custom GPU they got from AMD. It's like, do not run at least Cyberpunk. At 4K 60, I don't know. But my comparison build, the 9060 XT is way more than enough. It's powerful. You can put a little bit of light ray tracing in there. It's good stuff. I actually got this CPU, which is on Zen 3 compared to Zen 4, but I don't think that's that much of a difference, especially when you got those 8 compute units or 8 cores and 16 threads compared to the 6 cores and 12 threads on the Steam machine. And separately, these bad boys are expensive. You get to about the price of what you can pay for a full Steam machine with a controller. But when you go to this wonderful place called Micro Center, man, oh man, it can change your life for all your PC builders and or I guess PC enthusiasts. It's I've only been a handful of times myself, but Micro Center, life changing. Because I definitely got all three of those components. Um, for essentially they had a bundle where I was able to get this wonderful CPU, which is very strong. Um, 16 gigs of DDR5 RAM with 600 megahertz on that pool, and a nice motherboard to hold it all with Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.3. So for two, it was like $220, $250 with tax. So essentially, save yourself a good almost $400 if you get this bundle, and then when you do that, that's when you start to get more to the old Steam Deck pricing that was announced uh, a while ago. Um, let's see. I put a 1 terabyte SSD. Kind of overkill. I really wish I had a. I think I do have a smaller one, but I just had to put the 1 terabyte in there. Um, which these have gone up in price as I mentioned before, because I definitely got this thing at like $125 when I got it, and now they're like 250 on Prime Day sale. So it's just sad, scary, scary, sad times. I put it all in this one wonderful Corsair Windmaster case, and my controller, of course, is an 8-bit Do Wireless 2 or 8-bit Do Ultimate 2 Wireless, which is once again overkill because you can use one of the or like that costs $20 for a wired one, or you can get a wireless one with a little dongle that's like $30. So that would reduce that price to maybe around like that $700 mark. There's some things that save those prices, and that would get you like the Steam Deck, I guess, price equivalency of when they first announced it, but with actually more power, more GPU power, potentially more CPU power, bigger SSD, so more memory and storage for games, and then a controller of your choice if you don't really like that Steam controller, which is, I mean, it looks cool. I don't, once again, I love my Steam Deck. I don't really use it anymore. I never really use these bad boys. Touchpads are cool, but I'd rather just plug in a mouse if I'm about to do some mouse movement. That's what led me to be more onto the Lenovo's and stuff because I like the fact that it has just that one little mouse pad. You know what I mean? Just on one side if I have to do it. Other than that, it's like I'd rather just focus on gaming. But this thing, that's once again whole nother video. But yep, just want to give my 2 cents. I'm really sad that Steam Machine couldn't really come out here on a better footing. I feel like if it had not gotten delayed, it would have came out at that right pricing. People, I mean, they've already, I think, sold out for the most part, but that's because they were made in limited quantities. But they were able to make as many as they could, and the thing came out at that $700 price mark. I probably would have still got one, even though I have my minimum PC builds in the house are way stronger. Is the one thing I do like is that small form factor. I would have probably put my kids on it. You know what I mean? But I actually gave this PC that I built to my kid, or I built it for him. So now he has essentially a Steam machine equivalent, but way more powerful. Um, like I said, the only thing I would have loved is if it was in a smaller form factor because you can't beat that 6-inch GameCube style, right? Mine is it's a little bigger. It's definitely not 6 inches. Like case ain't huge, but it ain't 6. So maybe when these things go down in price, I don't know if the crisis is over. If they go down anywhere to like 800, I could see myself getting one. That's the other thing, I guess, is the 512 gigabytes. I need that T. A lot of games over here. Yep, that's my opinion on the situation. I wish they had came in a better situation, but with that, they did release Steam OS 3.8. Pretty much said, "Hey, we didn't like that we weren't able to release this the way we wanted, but we are going to make sure y'all are still going to be on our ecosystem. So build your own. Here's 3.8. Enjoy Steam, and I'm going to accept that challenge for sure. Tell me, guys, if you were going to do the same. Will you be getting a Steam machine, or will you just be building your own PC and putting Steam OS on it? If you had, would you have gotten one if it had came out at that 800 that it was rumored for? Let a ninja know